want Aaliyah out of the picture. We have to understand that in the last movie, Aaliyah, the movie that Aaliyah did was Queen of the Damned. Where these people were eating her. Are you following me? Simulating eating her. And this is exactly what I said in some of my DVDs that I was selling. I said, these people match our frequency and they can't live without us. Some marry us. Some have children by us. And this is how they are. They gotta attach themselves to our frequency because they can't live without us. Are you following me?
So bright stars are literal mass energy portals. Okay, when somebody is a bright star, essentially speaking, this is somebody who has a lot of powerful essence and vitality. I talked about this with everything that happened with Britney Spears. You guys remember that with Britney Spears, how I said that her father was calling himself Britney and he took, allegedly took control of her finance. Britney essentially is not, she's in she's being controlled, right? So bright stars have mass essence. That's why if somebody's a bright star and you don't know that you are, it's very dangerous because, it's kind of like driving backwards. When you're a bright star, you can't live how everybody else lives because of what's attached to you and how powerful it is and how if it's not wielded correctly, it can be used for another person's use, right? This is spiritual education I'm talking about right now. This is spiritual education. You guys know my topics can range from talking about these type of spiritual things to I talk about everything. You guys know I talk about everything. I'll talk about everything on here, but this is one of my favorite subjects. The Bright Star series is my favorite series because we get to tap into these kind of concepts. And the Bright Star essentially has a lot of power and people want to use it. That's why the bright star needs to be aware that they are a bright star, because if they are not aware that they are a bright star, what's going to happen is they're going to get ran down in life. Okay? Now, you see, the last time I spoke about the concept of the recording that you guys are hearing, I had many people in the comment section saying that I'm crazy, that I'm a narcissist, that the fact that I think that way makes me a sociopath, all that nonsense, because they don't have any type of spiritual education or knowledge. This is exactly what I say when the thing that I hate about the 3D, the third dimension, is it mixes in the ascended with the non-ascended. That's the problem. We have to share spaces with people who have no clue what's going on. We have to share spaces with them, and then we have to battle them because we have a level of understanding they've never even touched the tip of it yet, right? And when people don't have understanding, okay, especially women, what they do is they react negatively. They start tearing what you're saying apart, not because what you're saying is wrong, but because they don't understand it. And because their ego is bruised, they have to tear you apart, right? Typical human behavior. Bright stars are mass energy sources. Okay, when somebody is a bright star, I spoke about this in the bright star video where I featured Britney Spears. That's why her father started calling himself Britney Spears and why he started allegedly putting her under control, right? Because bright stars are mass energy portals. Okay, bright stars have a lot of powerful essence to them. That's why people want to control them, because they don't want that level of power getting out. That's why I always tell somebody, if you're a bright star, your power is for you. It's not for anybody else. And the minute somebody comes in your environment trying to control you, kick them out, because they're trying to control your gift. And that's why I said when a bright star has understanding, you will be called arrogant. Humans will consider you arrogant because it's not that you're arrogant. They want to be able to control your gift for you, because they see how powerful you are. And when they realize that you're not letting them, right? Because humans have a habit of aligning themselves with what they are not. Humans have a habit of wanting to control something that they don't possess, right? So when you don't allow them to control you or use you as a sacrificial lamb, like they allegedly did to Aaliyah, when you don't allow them to use you as a sacrificial lamb for whatever agenda they have, they hate you. which is why they have a problem with Nicki Minaj. She cannot be used as a sacrificial lamb. That's their problem with her. That's why they don't like her so much, because she's not going to allow them to do that. So when you're a bright star, you are a mass energy portal. You are a person that your essence is so powerful that even your attention can push people's agendas ahead. Insert Nicki Minaj and Hennessy. Why is it that Nicki Minaj has been minding her business, arguing with corporate giants, like she talks about in her songs, dealing with corporate giants, people that actually matter, right? People that are actually affecting her finances on a mass scale. That's the people she's talking about. And why is Cardi and her sister trying to pick a fight with this woman? Why now? Why has it been quiet the last 4 years? Why now? Because if they pick that fight and Nicki Minaj successfully responds and it turns into a big drama, Cardi's sales will go up. I said what I said. Now, I don't have a problem with Cardi. I think Cardi B is very talented. But I understand spiritual warfare. And I know that there are some people, your essence is so powerful that a chick will get in your face and try to see how she can start a dilemma with you, so your power can go to her and push her agenda forward. That's why I say I pay women dust. I block them. I act like they don't exist because my vitality is mine. I will never give it to you. And by me giving you my attention, I'm going to also give you my speed, and I'm not going to do that. So when you understand spiritual warfare, spiritual laws, how the spirit realm works, you're going to ignore people that are bothering you. Because what they're trying to do is the essence that is on you, they want to use it for them. That's why after Aaliyah left the land of the living, a lot of people's careers that were stuck and stagnant because she was taking up so much space, once they got her out of the way, everybody's career was finally able to move forward because they all got a piece of her energy when she passed. A lot of people don't understand these things. That's why I always say, what is humility? Humility is the ability to be teachable. That's why I tell women, instead of battling what I say, why not learn from it? Humility is the ability to learn something that you never knew and use it to your advantage. But if you're not a humble heart, you will hear what you don't understand and you're going to battle it because your ego won't allow you to learn. Okay? Now, all this stuff, I learned it from my own experiences in life. God allowed me to spiritually see and understand what was going on. It's very hard when somebody has a very potent essence and you don't know you do. You're going to go through a lot until you find out what you have, and then now you know how to protect it. You can't protect what you have if you don't know it's there. The same way you guys can leave someone's life and it crumbles, it's the same way you can enter someone's life and build it up. Why? Because the energy that is on you. When you know you have that type of power, one, you don't attach yourself to everybody. You don't allow people to attach themselves to you. And two, you understand that if somebody does you dirty, their life will most likely fall apart. And then they're going to claim that you visited a place for them, but you didn't do that. It's just your essence. You're a dangerous person. In a good and a bad way. You have that duality. You're a dangerous person, meaning when you walk into someone's life, it'll automatically get better. And when you walk away, it will be destroyed. Because bright stars have a duality. The power to build up and the power to destroy. And what's going to determine that is based on how that person on the opposite end treats you. That's why a lot of people, what they're going through, the hard times that they're going through, is because they went after somebody that has a very high spiritual ranking, and they're reaping the consequences of that. That's why their business is shut down. That's why, they're deteriorating because of who they decided to go after. So now when it came to Aaliyah, her essence was extremely powerful. That's why I said in that scene of that movie, she was playing herself. That's how her essence is. Maybe she didn't know it, but she was playing herself. That's why in the movie, they were all feeding on her. Why would you need to feed on her? Because you're going to feed on who's the most powerful. That's why the black sheep of the family, the scapegoat of the family, your family members are feeding off you. That's why when you leave the family, they starve. Every bright star, scapegoat, or black sheep that leaves their toxic family, your family starves. All they can do is talk about old drama, because that's the only way they can keep themselves afloat, is by talking about you. Even if you're no longer in the picture, they're starving without you. There's no fun when you're gone, right? So bright stars have to understand that they have mass energy. You have the power to build up. You have the power to destroy. You have a lot of strong essence in you. That's why you have to be careful where your attention is going. I believe that there are certain people that don't deserve a response from you, because they're nowhere near where you are spiritually, energetically, practically. There's some women that go online and talk about me. I laugh when I read it, when I watch it. It's a joke to me, because I'm not going to acknowledge you. I'm not going to let my power flow in that direction. A lot of you guys have to understand that bright stars are mass energy. You guys have a lot of power, because that's why people do things to get you upset. That's why people trigger you, because your anger revitalizes them. Your anger pushes them forward. Your anger seals the deal for people. That's why they try to trigger you so much. Your essence is gold. That's why I say, when somebody tries to trigger you, push them to the side, move on to the next step. Who's the next person in line? Bright stars have to have resilience, because people are going to try to do things to see if they can stop you. They'll always fail. Everything that they do is going to backfire times 10. But what I always tell bright stars is, understand that the power that you have, so that it's not harvested or fed on, like unfortunately what happened to Aaliyah. May she rest in peace. But they were all planning on feeding on that woman. It's disgusting. She was underage. This guy is planning on messing with her. This woman is planning on they were preying on that girl before she was even legally of age. It's disgusting. And it has nothing to do with sex or intercourse. It's they wanted to be a part of her energy. They wanted to be a part of her essence. They wanted to be a part of her energetic field. That's what it was about. That's why when you're a bright star, you can't really have people around you. That's not a thing. You have the people around you that you can genuinely trust, who love you for you and not the essence and the power you hold. That's who you want to be around, not people who are attracted to your essence and your energy. People who are attracted to your energy are the people you keep away from you, because they're going to drain you. You only keep people around you who see you as a human, because bright stars get dehumanized. I talked about that with Anna Nicole Smith. People don't view you as a person. They're attracted to the light that's on you, but not you. You don't matter. You, your feelings, your emotions, your heart, they don't care about you. They care about the energy attached to you. That's why I say bright stars should always, everything has to be reciprocal, meaning everything has to be, they get something out of you, you get something out of them. If not, the bright star will get drained, Do not forget to sign up for Life Monopoly. Okay, we have 6 months left until 2026, so this is definitely not the time to play any games. Life Monopoly is probably one of the favorite courses I've created, because in this course, we are going to discuss every single part of your life that needs your focus. Life is like a pie. There's the financial aspect, there's your romantic relationships, there's your friendships, there's your spirituality, there's your self-introspection. And the problem is, since we were in school and college, we were never taught the pie method when it comes to life and how we need to focus on each and every part of our life evenly. We got 6 months left, so this is not the time to waste. Get your life together with the Life Monopoly Masterclass. Finance Boss. Are you feeling like you cannot keep up with your finances? Your savings account is really dry. It's looking really dry. You don't know where your money is going, and you simply can't keep up. First of all, we're going to talk about the spirit of riches in the Finance Boss Masterclass. Yes, there is a lot of spiritual reasoning behind how money works. There's a physical aspect and there's a spiritual aspect. And in this class, we are going to discuss both to make sure that we get you financially where you need to be with the mentality that is necessary to keep your finances in order.